What's up guys, and welcome back to Joe Watching Music. In the last video I showed you a weekly campaign that I email market as a beat seller to my subscribers and previous customers. Again, this was just an email going out to my subscribers, very much a promotional email. I wanted to today show you the email that I'm going to be sending to my non-subscribers now. So again, for the context, if you watched the last video, you know that I talk about how I word it slightly differently. If I'm emailing people who aren't on my subscriber list, you do not want to be spammy. You want to try and start an open-ended conversation, not try and feel like you're selling them something, but more trying to reach out to them and offer what it is that you have for them in a very non-spammy and organic sort of way. So I'm now going to create my campaign for my non-subscribers email marketing list using Send in Blue. So let's do it. So I'm going to create a campaign and I'm going to be sending an email, and this is going to be a non-subscribers. Now this is a weekly email I send out to the non-subscribers. But again, to them, you don't want to make it feel like it's a weekly subscriber. I always want to feel like it's doing a favor. Basically, the point of this email is I'm going to be telling these non-subscribers, this email list I have, that I have new beats out in my beat store this week. But instead of trying to say, hey, there's more new beats out, saying basically just trying to go the narrative that I've written some instrumentals recently and you can download them for free if you feel like writing over something. If you're a songwriter and you want to try and try and write a new song, use these instrumentals. They're free. And that's the narrative I'm going with, because I'm trying to collect their email to be able to put them onto the subscriber list. Because if they download this beat for free, they will be accepting that they want to be on the list. So this is part of my funnel campaign, we call it, where we're trying to get someone from a non-subscriber to a subscriber to a customer. And right at the stage, they're at the top, and we want to get them down to the next level. So let's do that. So non-subscribers, weekly. I'm going to call it weekly promo. This isn't really relevant. This is just to label it. Now, one thing I do is I've got two emails. So this is my email address for doing all my music producing services. So if you are an artist and you want to get in contact, or a music producer and you want to get an artist by email to ask me any questions about anything on this channel or any of my beats, that's the email there, joegorchymusic@gmail.com. But I'm going to use my info at Joe Gorchy because this is an email that was set up when I launched my website. So more of a business email account, which I actually never really look at. So I said in my last video that I call myself Joe Gorchy Beats. I'm actually going to call myself just Joe Gorchy. Actually, I like that, Joe Gorchy Music, because I feel like no, I'm going to go Joe Gorchy. I tend to make this up, but I want to feel like a real person. So I'm not going to use music or beats this time around. Just going to say Joe Gorchy, I'm a real person. One thing that really annoys me is I've never been able to put a photo on here, but that's one of the limitations of Send in Blue, because that would make it feel a lot more organic if I was doing that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our non-subscribers. And there's one more thing I want to do, because I don't tend to, once someone becomes a subscriber, there's never really sort of a notification of that, even if unless I try to add them and Send in Blue tells me that they've already been added. So what I want to do is I want to exclude anyone who is a subscriber from this list. There we go. So it's another 40 people out, because I don't want them getting the same email twice, because I send the same email twice, but differently tailored to which audience I'm sending it to. Now we get to the subject line. So we want this to be a little bit less spammy. So what we're going to do is put in, okay, so I cut because I was taking ages to write out. So basically the subject line I've gone for is pop instrumentals in need of songwriters. And the preview text is, this week I've been working on 5 new pop instrumentals. Feel free to download them and write over them to see if any of them inspire a new song. In the actual email, I will disclose that it's for non-profit. You guys got to make that emphasis. But, you know, one thing nowadays is a lot of people like to see music as like a hobby. So I want them to be able to write music and release it, because that's just me as a musician. Like, I love releasing new music. I get excited. So I'm offering that free option to people for YouTube and SoundCloud. Obviously, there's a non-profit thing. At the end of the day, you've got to make money. So that's why I have explained the thing with monetization and Airbit, so I can monetize YouTube. Not so much SoundCloud, but SoundCloud pays pennies anyway, so I'm not too bothered about that. So I'm going to use the template from scratch now. And we're first going to chuck some text in. Okay, so for the start, I'm going to say, hey, how have you been? This week I've been working on 5 new pop instrumentals that I have just uploaded to my beat catalog of over 200 beats. If you are in need of some inspiration for new music, you can download them for free for non-profit use. Then I will put my image in here. This is this week's one. Right there, like that. I'm going to make this a lot smaller as well. Yeah, cool. And then I'll also put the link below now. Download. Oh, for this one, I don't want to say download, so I'm going to say visit. Actually, listen to beats. I never use this one. Listen to beats. And then I'm going to put my link in for my website. Like that. So if you come up with anything, if you come up with anything, send it over. Now I'm going to put my socials in the bottom here, as you may have seen me do last time in the last video. I'm going to add Instagram and website. These are the only ones I really care about bringing to people. So first we're going to put my website, YouTube in rather, not website. / at Joe Gautry Beats. Instagram. Instagram.com / my Instagram. And then lastly, my website, because as I explained in the last video, even though there is one link that I want everyone to click on, this could be the difference between one extra click. So I like to have that in there. And then I'll finish it off with my handle at the bottom, which is right here. And that basically is the email that I'm going to be sending out. So, hey, how have you been? This week I've been working on 5 new pop instrumentals that I have just uploaded to my beat catalogue of over 200 beats. If you're in need of some inspiration for new music, you can download them free for non-profit use. If you come up with anything, send it over, as I'd love to hear what you've created with these instrumentals. Kind regards, Joe. So that's basically the email. So I'm now going to save and quit. We go to preview and test, because I always preview and test my emails before sending them out. Super important that you do that, because it's also a nice way to know if it's going to pop up in the primary or the promotion box. So let's have a look. Here we go. Look at that. And it's actually appeared in the primary. So this is going to be a good email today. So the difference in primary and promotion is, in promotion, it's one of them boxes where emails can get hidden. As someone who uses email, you must know you don't check your promotions nearly as much as you do your primary. So the fact this has gone into the primary inbox is a massive positive. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the results of this email. So I'm expecting a good amount of website traffic from this, with an email list of over 1,000, probably I think it's 920 people send this out to. I think we can see at least 20 to 30 link clicks, so about 20 to 30 visits. Hopefully we can get a couple of free downloads out of that. I'm actually going to share the results of you in this video after I have sent it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to schedule and send this. I always just do one last check, just make sure everything's still there. Lovely, that's all good. So save and quit. And now we're going to schedule and we're going to send. So I'm going to report back to this video in roughly an hour to see the results of this campaign. Okay, so it is sometime later now, and these are the results from the email campaign that went out. So we had 172 opens so far. This is after about 3 to 4 hours, I'd say. We've had 5 link clicks and 2 unsubscribes. Now, the unsubscribes isn't something that is uncommon. Typically, as you're sending out emails to people from an email list who technically never subscribe to you, you're always going to get unsubscribes, and that's fine, because I just see it as people who aren't interested, and once they've unsubscribed, I won't be spamming them with any more emails. This number I expect to go up, probably because of the time of day I've sent it. I sent it around midday today, so I could probably expect this number to go to about 250 opens. I always aim for at least a 20 to 25% open rate. That's a decent open rate for emails, so it's already on 19%, so that's pretty okay. The click rate through today wasn't as good as normal, only 5 clicks so far today. That number again probably will go up. Hopefully it could push to 10. That would be a good game. I always aim for double digits in terms of clicks with these sorts of emails, because it's just a bit of extra traffic every week. I'm now going to pull up my BeatStar so I can actually tell you what that correlated to, because 3 things we could say are stats that we can assess for whether email campaigns do well on, especially my custom website that I've got. which uses Blaze players, so I can look on BeatStar Studio to see the amount of views that I got from this email campaign, the spike of the time, the free downloads, and the purchases. Now, I didn't get any purchases, but I never aim to get purchases of this because, as I said earlier in this video, the aim is just to get people to the website familiar and to get free downloads. So, firstly, let's go to the stats. So, when this campaign launched, we'll go to today. Just need to take a second to get this up. I'll tell you for the camera. So today in total we've had 165 plays so far, which is kind of probably for the time of day, that's about 9 hours into the day now, is pretty that's okay. It's okay numbers, so pretty typical for my channel. We've had 43 plays on my website today. If I could show you that, 43 plays. And you can see there's a lovely spike when I sent the email campaign out, which is good. So it shows that people went to my page, people who weren't subscribed to me, and they listened to my beats on my website. So that's a good start. Now, the next thing I want to see is how many free downloads does that mean? So let's have a look at the stats. And we got ourselves a free download, which means we have now gained one more person today onto our subscriber list, which is a big win. That's what it's all about, because it's just trying to get these people across. A lot of the people that I send this notification to, they're probably going to breeze by if they didn't sign up to anything. That's just typically how it is. But this is one of my recent beats I've uploaded as well, my dark pop Taylor Swift type beat. So the fact that it's got a free download is now we can assume that this person hopefully is going to download it, write to it, and maybe in the next week, 2 weeks, month, 2 months, they might purchase a license. So that may have now triggered a future sale down the line. And that's how I will see these. The amount of times that I've done email campaigns, not get any sales on the day of doing the email campaign, but getting a lot of free downloads of certain beats, and then that beat gets a beat license sale a week later, shows that this does work. So email marketing does work. I'm actually quite glad I did this today, this email campaign, because this actually could have been a better performing one. So this shows a more realistic view of what your email campaign is going to be like when you send it. Again, this was to 900 and odd people, and the result, 920, there you go, 920 recipients, 5 clicks, 1 free download. So for a weekly campaign, it's 1 more download that I would have got if I didn't do it.